If I had about 10 minutes to explain to my little brother what he needs to be focusing on and everything that he needs to know about his life, if he's, let's say, 18 years old, this is what I'd say. I'd keep it short and sweet. I would not, give him any kind of fluff. I wouldn't tell him what he wants to hear. I'd tell him what he needs to hear. And I'm going to try to do that with you guys in this video and just share some of the things that I've learned that I think is going to help a lot of the younger guys in particular who might be getting started. And, again, what I would tell my little brother if I had one. This is raw and real and, stuff that they don't teach you in school. And, this is stuff that's actually going to help you in life. It's not something that, is just going to, hopefully go in one ear and out the other. But that being said, let's jump right into this. So number one, school is not going to teach you how to live. You have to teach yourself. Whenever we're in school, whether it's high school or college, whatever it is, they teach us to be order takers. And that's by design. I mean, in my opinion, I don't want to go down a whole rabbit hole when it comes to that, but the system is designed to turn you into, a good little worker bee who doesn't ask any kind of questions and who doesn't, go outside the realm of possibilities of what they've set for you in that system. And the things that you need to learn in life are not going to be found in a classroom. Yeah, there's good stuff, like you need to learn how to do math and like basic stuff like that. And you need to know how to write and how to read and all this basic stuff. You absolutely have to know how to do those things to be successful in the real world. But in reality, man, I haven't really learned any kind of skill inside of a classroom that I use on a daily basis besides those basic things. One of the things that I got most out of school is just learning how to communicate with people and being around other people. And I think that's one of the biggest values there is to, high school and college and, upper, higher learning in general. I still don't think it's worth it going to college, and that's just my opinion. But, my point is the things that you're going to learn in school are not going to be things that actually make you money in the real world. You have to understand the basics of life, of course, but, those things are not going to be taught in a classroom. Understand that. Do your best in school, of course, do your thing, make sure you're getting decent grades just to get by, but you need to be focusing on self-education, the books that you're reading, the courses that you're taking, the YouTube videos that you're watching, right? The mentors that you're following. Those are the things that are actually going to teach you what you need to know in life, right? It's not going to come from a classroom from some moron who's teaching you a subject they've been teaching every single year over and over, just regurgitating it from a book. Okay, that's number one. The things you need to learn in life are not going to be found in a classroom in school, or at least, should I say, like traditional education. That's probably a better way to put it. Nothing wrong with education. Education is essential. You need to be learning every single day. But the traditional education system that we all think of, that is outdated, and you're not going to, get where you want to go just by taking that route. That's number one. Number two, learn to make money early, right? Whenever you're in high school, even younger than that, you guys should be working jobs. Like, of course, if you're playing sports, whatever, like again, in a way, I'm speaking to myself because I always focused on basketball. I played in high school very competitively and played in college for a very short period of time. And that was my entire life. I didn't really have time to have a job or really do too much, but that's not an excuse. I really wish I would have worked more when I was younger in high school and college and, saved all that money, because the sooner you can work, the sooner you're going to realize how difficult it is to make money in the real world and how, regular people operate on a daily basis. And it's going to help you respect money, and it's going to make you not want to waste it, right? That's essential. You have to understand how hard you have to work to be able to earn a dollar, right? You have to understand that. That's why people who have trust funds or people who inherit a ton of money or, hit the lottery, that's why a lot of the times those people go broke, is because they don't respect what you actually have to do in the real world to be able to make money. It's not easy, right? So that's number two. Number three is you need to build discipline before you need it, right? This is essentially like the whole dig the well before you're thirsty analogy, right? And the best way to build discipline is to do things when it's inconvenient, right? One of the things that has really helped me out from this, and this is just a total shameless plug, is doing the 75 Hard program by a guy named Andy Frisella that I really like. Look it up. I'm sure you probably heard of 75 Hard, but it's basically to where you're doing this mental toughness program for 75 days. And it's something that has really helped me out. I've done it, multiple times. I've failed probably 20, 30 times. But it's something that has absolutely helped me out and helped, equip me more for the real world and help kind of build my discipline muscle. And that's something I would highly recommend to anybody is, learn to build your discipline. Discipline is probably one of the most important skills that we can ever have in life. And just doing the things that we know we need to do on a daily basis when we don't feel like doing them, because most of the time we're not going to want to do them, right? We have to push through those feelings because at the end of the day, that's all they are. They're just feelings, right? So we have to build discipline before we need it. And that's going to help power us through the hard times in life, right? And whenever you're going through a hard time, you're going to wish that you had these skills that were, helping you get through that, right? So that's point number 3. Point number 4, most people in life are lost, scared, and just faking it, right? You should not be comparing yourself to people online that you see. You should not be comparing yourself to other people that you might know, because the reality is like 99% of it, guys, is fake, especially online. I've mentioned this multiple times in these videos, but dude, you're not going to see anybody posting like their real life. I shouldn't say you're not going to see very many people posting their real life, struggles and the things that they're having a hard time with online, just because it's not sexy. You're going to see the highlight reel and you're going to see all these people acting like they've got it all figured out and you're this freaking loser. That's what people want you to see and want you to think, right? Because if they can get you thinking that you're some kind of loser because you're not a freaking millionaire by the time you're 25, 26 years old, then they can get you to buy their course that they're selling, or they can get you to buy their coaching or whatever it might be. Notice how these people who are out here flexing this lifestyle like they've got it all figured out, notice how most of those people are all selling you something. That should tell you something, right? If they're selling a course on how to get successful and how to make money and how to do all this, right? And they're out here living this baller lifestyle, the reality is they're probably faking it and leveraging that with their credit, and they're going to be broke in a few years. But let's just say they are real. They're making money because people are buying this facade that they are successful and they have it all figured out and that they know what they're doing and you don't. And the reality is they probably don't know much more than you, right? It's monitor the people that you guys are following, guys. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't compare yourself with people that you think are successful. Most of them are fake. Most of them won't be around in, 5-10 years. And you shouldn't be concerning yourself with what they're doing, and much less comparing yourself on their, to them, because everybody on this planet is on a different timeline. Everybody has a different path. Some people have it harder than you. Some people have it easier than you. That's just the way it works. It's not fair. It just is the way it is. Right? So don't compare yourself with some random idiot online who, you think is doing better than you. How do you know that they're doing better than you? Right? They might just be spending every single dollar that they have just on looking like they've got it all together. And at the end of the day, they're broke, right? So quit comparing yourself to other people. This is just going to end up, making you sad, depressed, broke, and frustrated, and thinking that you're farther behind than you really are. And that's unhealthy in so many different ways, right? So stop doing that. Another point, who you spend time with is going to shape your future more than anything. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. This is like the whole hang around 5 friends, you're going to be the 6th, type of, cliche that we've all heard a million times. It's very straightforward, guys. If you're hanging around a bunch of morons, then you're going to become another one. Monitor the people that you're spending time with. This is very straightforward. I don't think I need to really explain this, but it's absolutely worth reminding. You do not need to be hanging around people who put you in a negative state of mind, people who are making you miserable. Don't do that, right? I would much rather be all alone and just read books, take courses, pay mentors, watch YouTube videos. That's what I would much rather be all alone and have positive influence in my life from those types of sources than be hanging around a bunch of freaking morons that are just constantly complaining and putting you in a bad mood and making you miserable. Okay, so monitor who you're spending your time with. That's essential, because you can't get to be super successful, however you define that, by hanging around people that make you less than you could be. Right. Another point, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're on point number 6 right now. So if you're a young man, again, that's primarily who this channel is for. Is young men between, 18 and 35. That's like most of the people that listen to this channel. If you're a young man, you shouldn't be chasing girls, right? And I know this is controversial because, everywhere I look, it seems like there's a million different online courses about like how to chase girls and how to do all this and that. But what you should be doing instead is you should be building yourself into the type of man that women are going to be drawn to, right? It's much easier to, have girls chase you. It's much easier to get girls if you have them chase you versus you chase them, right? I'm sure pretty much everybody would agree with that. And again, the best way to do that is to become successful. And it's just all there is to it. Become somebody who is in good shape, become somebody who, makes solid money, so who makes, 6 figures, who takes care of themselves, has a good haircut, wears nice clothes that fit them well, is personable and smiles when he talks to people and has, good manners. Just those things alone, man, those things can take you a long way. You even take the money aspect out of this. Let's just say you're completely broke. If you can just take care of yourself, look good, brush your freaking teeth, go to the gym, work out, like style your hair, wear some nice clothes that fit you really well. Like, dude, that can take you so far. Like, I mean, it just is. It's the reality. Take care of yourself, take pride in your appearance, and just, present yourself well. And if you can do that, you're going to be ahead of like 99% of guys out there. Most people are slobs, and you can get so much farther along just by having girls chase you as opposed to you chase them, right? And the best way for you to do that is to thinking about girls for 6 months, 9 months, and just lock in on your goals. I have a million videos on this channel talking about how to do that specifically, so I'm not going to get into that right now, but it's important that you understand that dynamic. It's much easier to get girls and to get girls to take you seriously, most importantly. It's much easier to have girls take you seriously and to really like you if they're the one chasing you, right? So we can talk about that in another video. I just want to kind of broach the subject here because that is something that a lot of young guys don't know, myself included when I was younger. So that's that. And last but not least, guys, your 20s are for learning, failing, and building, right? Whenever you're, in your 20s, let's say you're 21 or 29 or, 32 even. I mean, if you're in your early to mid 30s, I mean, that's what this is for. Nobody has it all figured out. We're all just figuring this life out and trying to make things happen, right? So, you need to be attacking every single day. Don't get stuck in the same life, to where you're just living every single day over and over again, the exact same day, clocking in, clocking out, just going through the motions. You don't want to be that person, man. You're going to wish that you had taken life more seriously, 5-10 years from now. And it's essential that we, understand that and have that perspective so that we can, build the future life that we want today, because it's not going to build itself, right? So we have to take risks. We have to go after the things that we want. We have to, build the life that we want, right? Find the people that we want in our lives, right? We have to go out there and make this kind of stuff happen, especially as men. This is our responsibility. Nobody's coming to save us, right? We have to go out there and make things happen. And that is the reality. And if you can understand that, then you are going to be so much farther ahead than most people, because again, most people just sit there and wait for things to come to them. That's not what you want to do. You have to go out there and make things happen. If it is to be, it is up to me. You have to remember that. If it is to be, it is up to me. And that is the capstone to everything that I would tell my younger brother, is that if you're going to become the person that you want to be, you've got to go out there and force it and fight every single day and make that shit happen, because nobody is going to help you. Nobody's going to believe in you, and definitely nobody's going to come and save you, right? So if you can understand that and take to heart all the things that I've pointed out in this video, you're going to be so much farther along than the vast majority of people, and it's going to hopefully, expedite some of the success that you're going to see in your life, especially if you're a young guy, in America or anywhere in the world. I know we have some people that listen to us like in Brazil and all over the place, but if you're in a somewhat first world country, man, the sky is the limit in terms of what you can do if you just lock in and take your life seriously. So I hope this good video helps you guys out. If it does, leave a like, maybe comment on the video and tell me what you guys think. And of course, if you guys can subscribe, that definitely helps the channel out a lot. I really appreciate, all your guys' support, and really love you guys. So I appreciate you guys watching this. If you're still tuning in, check out some of the other videos on this channel, and I'll see you later.